Hello there! I'm Scotty. You're not. Let's finish this shit up, shall we? With it. Dragon Ball Z Wrath of Dragon, the 13th and final Dragon Ball Z movie in the original Dragon Ball Z series. Yes, I know. Battle of the Gods, Resurrection F. But like I said, I'll cover them when I get to Dragon Ball Super. Okay? As well as Dragon Ball Super Broly and Dragon Ball Super Hero. Okie dokies, okie dokies. This is the last one. And out of all of the movies, I feel like this fits into the canon of the series more than anything. And I'm going to call out Dragon Ball University. I've been watching his videos on, why it can't happen. I get a lot of his points. But I feel like he stretches this one out just so we could say that it's not going to happen. Because of all things, I think it fits. I think it fits here. I think it works. Okay? So, the story here is that this takes place, of course, later on, after the events of the Majin Buu saga. Kid Buu is defeated, everything goes back to normal. It's before that, but it's after that, but before the events at the end of the final episode of Dragon Ball Z, where we see the world tournament, another world tournament, which, by the way, episode, it's like close. By the way, Dragon Ball Super also takes place in the time frame before those events as well. So it's before Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super happens after this, in the middle of. I think this is the one that can easily be canon, because there's nothing in this movie that overtly points to, oh, it doesn't work. So, Gohan and Videl are fighting crime as Great Saiyaman and Great Saiyaman 2. Like, I know this is Japanese, but why can't you call her Great Saiyawoman? Great Saiyaman 2. It just doesn't make sense. Nowadays, she would be Great Saiyawoman, but still. Okay. Yawning. During which we see a strange-looking man watching. Later, they get an alert telling them that the same strange man is going to jump off a building. They stop him, and he explains that he was actually trying to destroy this music box, which inside contains someone named Tapion. And he wants to free Tapion from the music box. So, the plan is to then gather the Dragon Balls and call the Eternal Dragon. Side note, I forgot to mention in the last review, they do call the Eternal Dragon to close the barrier, but he's not able to do it. He can return all the souls to hell, but he won't stop and come back out, because restoring the barrier is beyond his magic. And they leave him hanging there. But that's not the part that miffed me. When he arrives, he said, I will grant you 3 wishes. Bullshit. It's 2 wishes, not 3. 2. Why is it 3? It's 2. Then they said it was enough power to grant 3. It's 2 wishes. I don't know. So that's why that can exist in canon. But here they don't even mention that. So, they use the Eternal Dragon. And so, he does that. He does 1 wish and then disappears. Can they not figure out what's supposed to be canon? 1, 3, 2, what is it? It's 2, by the way, by this point. Anyway, we don't get a theme song, but we do get sort of a different kind of instrumental type version of the song playing in the background a little bit, but it's not over like it's supposed to be the theme song to the thing. It's just sort of background music that sounds like the theme song, and it's different instruments, so it's pretty cool. So they do that. They wish for the to be free. Tabiana immediately is angered about this. He won't say why. And then we see that something is destroying dead cities, and find out it's just a pair of legs. We hear the story that a bunch of sorcerers, which included our crazy old man named Hoi, who is actually one of the evil sorcerers, created this creature to destroy the world. And Tabiana and his brother used magical ocarinas, or flutes, to distract him, while another sorcerer or knight, whatever he is, used the magical sword that looks very familiar to Dragon Ball Z fans to cut Hyrudigard in half, and then imprisoned both halves, one half in Tabian and the other in his brother Minosha. Well, at the beginning of the movie, Minosha is killed, albeit off screen. We don't really see it. It's a kid, you know. But Tabian is now free in the other half. When he falls asleep, the top half tries to get free, which he stops. Tabian also forms a bond with the younger Trunks, which makes sense because his sword becomes Trunks' sword. Which is the biggest reason why this should be canon. But according to Dragon Ball University, that's the reason why it can't be canon. We'll discuss when we get to it anyway. So yeah. So eventually, you know, Hyrudigard kills and goes on a rampage. Of course, it turns into a second form because this is Dragon Ball Z. And the others fight. Now, Trunks and Gotenks, they become Gotenks, and they had a Super Saiyan 3 form. So that's within the canon. They use it. And Goku goes Super Saiyan 3 to fight it, which is cool. Vegeta is also there, and he's wearing his, you know, his Blue Saga clothes of the blue pants and the blue tank top thingy. Sleeveless shirt, whatever. It still works. Trunks' bond with Tabian is actually pretty cool. You know, because Tabian lost his little brother, so it's like another little brother. And this is totally what a kid would do. He's sitting there. He's saying, oh, I got a kid. Look at this toy. This toy. Oh, yeah, this one. It's a limited edition. Yeah. Yeah, my mom got it for me. Yeah. She said it'd be worth it. I heard it'd be worth more money if it's in... If you leave it in the box, but I don't care. And that's exactly what my point. I was like, oh, you should leave stuff in the box with more money. What's the point of buying something and leaving it in the box? Now, I have Funkos that are in their boxes, but I've taken them out of boxes because that's my point. I can take them out of boxes, I can play around with them, put them back in. Right? I don't need to completely stay in the boxes. I keep them in the boxes so I don't lose them. And they're stacked in the bedroom, which I probably need to reorganize by this point. But I digress. But yeah. And he's totally a little kid here. Let me show you my room. They show you this, show you that, show you this, show you that. One thing that I did roll my eyes at. So Bulma says that she looked at the music box and she sees what the stuff is made of, everything contained inside. So she creates a room that will do that. But for the purposes of this film and the runtime, it can't work or it would be over. So it doesn't work and it blows up. What was the point of putting that in the film at all? I would say that's one of the biggest issues with movies when they're trying to filler. We're going to do something. We're going to do this. That doesn't work. So we got to move on to something else. So why put that first attempt in the movie? Why not just do it so it works? You are writing a movie. Write that it works. Write that it works. You have all the power in the world. As a writer of a movie, you should have all the power in the world. Just write that it works. Oh, that's right. Oh, they're going to try this, but it's not going to work. So we got to do this, which is going to work. Well, just take that out. Do the second thing. And the only reason why they did to do it that way is because we need to pad the runtime. So we have to have it fail so that we can pad the runtime enough so they figure out the other one that will work, which I understand. But that's always been my biggest pet peeve trope in movies is we're going to try this. It doesn't work. Oh, look, we got this now. We do this. Why did you just do that first? It's so frustrating because as a writer, you're supposed to kind of tinker with things. Tinker with things. So stuff like that shouldn't happen. But again, you probably asked to put stuff like that in the movie to pad it out. And to that I say, fuck whoever suggests that, because it is bullshit. Are we going to do this plan? But it's not going to work, because actually the actual plan we have is going to work. So we don't need that plan. Why is it in the movie? To pad the runtime. That's it. And so the whole thing with him staying there and in this little box thing, not needed at all. But eventually the two parts do come together. And Goku tries to fight it off. He becomes Super Saiyan 3, he transforms, like I said. And they have a fight. Goku eventually uses his Super Dragon Fist. Wikipedia just calls it a Dragon Fist, but us Dragon Ball Z Budokai aficionados know it's called the Super Dragon Fist. He uses that to defeat it. And that is the whole Wrath of the Dragon that they speak of. And that is the move he is doing right there on the cover. The Super Dragon Fist with the Golden Dragon. Boom. Although, I wish they would have had a different design. And this looks like a Golden Shenron. I don't know. But, yeah. And then, so Tapion is going to go use Trunks' old time machine, which they wouldn't have because Trunks used it to get back. I guess it's another one. I guess she built a new one for Trunks to get back. And then they have Trunks' old one. I think, whatever. You're going to use it to travel back in time to save his planet. How? You would need Goku to do that. What's he going to do? And if he did that, it would create a paradox. Now, okay. Here's where I explain this. Okay. Trunks' future is in a different, like an alternate reality. But him coming back in time can work because he wasn't born yet when he came back. And then he comes back the second time, he is born. He's a baby, though. And he's going back to his future. Tapion has nowhere to go, right? And we've already discussed that time travel doesn't work the way it's supposed to. He can go back and save it, but he creates a different alternate timeline. Going back to the future, his planet's still going to be destroyed, because that's not how time travel works in this universe. So yeah, he saved everyone, but has now created an alternate timeline past. One that he can only see the future of if he stays there. Which is going to create issues because there'll be two Tapions of the same age. So it's a little bit tricky. And you may think, oh, maybe when he does that, it changes things so our Tapion disappears. That's not how time travel works. It doesn't work that way. Because if he did that, then our future would be a paradox. Because the events of this movie would now not happen, and Trunks would never get the sword that he's needed to have in the future. Now, this is the part where Dragon Ball University said that by giving Trunks the sword, that complicates things because Trunks has that sword in the future. The future with the androids. Hey, the original future. Okay. Yes, that is true. But who's to say he wasn't supposed to meet Tapion in both realities? We know by this point he is training with Gohan, right? Gohan has one arm, he's training with him, that whole thing. But the androids are still around causing problems. Who's to say there's not other enemies that show up? You know? In a war, there's other enemies around, right? Right. So, who's to say you can't get that? Who's to say in that reality, Tapion's planet wasn't destroyed? He's one of Earth's allies who go down fighting the android. What if in that reality, his planet wasn't destroyed? Or it was, but when Hyrule showed up, maybe in that version, the sorcerer wasn't a complete villain, tried to use Hyrule to stop the androids. But the androids are too powerful for even Hyrule and destroyed him. Tapion then has to fight the androids, but is unable to stop them, and before he dies, gives his sword to Trunks. Boom! Canonized, baby. In either reality, he still meets Tapion. He just met him here after the timeline changed. But he was always planning to meet him. Boom! I did it. And that works for me. Right? I've always liked this one. This is one that I actually bought myself. So I was the only one that I bought. The other ones that I bought by itself, I guess. The only other ones I rented from the library and stuff or watched on TV. Fusion Reborn was one that I borrowed from a friend to watch. But this one I bought because it was touted as the last one. I knew that from a book. So, yeah, I'll give it a pretty good. I thought it was good. It's one of the better ones. So, yeah. I'm going to do a ranking, but not today, I don't think. I'm going to have to work on it. I want to do a ranking, But, so what are your thoughts on Dragon Ball Z Wrath of the Dragon? No comments below. You should like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.